Life Longevity. Welcome to a new short course titled Life Longevity, taken from the book Educational Programs by Muteb Alqarni. While our lifespans are ultimately in the hands of God, our Prophet Muhammad encouraged us to take preventive measures and praised those with long lives, saying, "The best among you are those who have a long life and good deeds." Here, we will discuss all means to prolong life, understanding that there is no escape from death when its time arrives. As Allah Almighty said, "Verily, you are to die, and verily, they are to die." Indeed, one may take all measures to prolong life, yet encounter a criminal who kills them outside their home, or take all safety precautions while driving only to be hit by a truck. Death may come suddenly through an earthquake or a heart attack, occurring without warning. There is no escape from death, but taking preventive measures is sufficient. So, let's dive in. To establish longevity, we must first assert that a person dies due to two reasons, either one, illness, or two, accident. Therefore, longevity comes with attention to two matters: one, health, and two, safety. Health entails protection from epidemics and diseases, while safety involves protection from accidents and hazards. Indeed, one only dies due to these two reasons: 1. Diseases caused by neglecting health precautions, and 2. Accidents caused by neglecting safety measures. If one avoids epidemics, diseases, accidents, and hazards, their lifespan is prolonged by 100%. Now the question arises, what is the difference between illness and accident? There are three differences between illness and accident. 1. Illness kills slowly, like cancer for example, while an accident, like a car crash, kills swiftly. Thus, death from illness is better than death from an accident because illness gives a person a chance. 2. Illness attacks from within. For example, HIV virus, which attacks your immune system from inside, while an accident strikes from outside, like a gunshot from a criminal. Therefore, death from illness is better than death from an accident in terms of control. Managing external hazards is challenging because they are beyond our control. 3. Illness can be predicted years in advance, for example, diabetes, while an accident cannot be predicted, for instance, an earthquake. Thus, death from illness is better than death from an accident in terms of predictability, allowing for preventive measures. However, stating that death from illness is always better than death from an accident is not always accurate. Some diseases take on characteristics of accidents, like the coronavirus. 1. It comes from outside as an infection. 2. It surprises and kills swiftly. And 3. It cannot be predicted. Likewise, some accidents take on characteristics of diseases, such as a traffic accident. 1. It can be predicted in advance, for instance by identifying issues with the tires before an accident occurs. 2. It can be fully controlled, with first aids and prompt medical assistance. And 3. It originates from within, as a person may fatally and suicidally crash their car deliberately. In other words, death from illness is not always better than death from an accident, especially considering that epidemics and diseases have historically killed more humans than accidents and hazards due to the lack of medical advancement. Therefore, we still assert that there is no death except from illness or accident, and we will discuss each cause separately. We will begin by focusing on extending life through preventing diseases, especially since they are the leading cause of death for humans, categorized into two types. 1. Genetic diseases caused by our genes, solution regular medical checkups, and 2. Non-genetic diseases caused by our behaviors, solution making sound decisions. Let's start with genetic diseases, which occur due to genetic mutations inherited from our ancestors, such as diabetes, hypertension, anemia, and cancer, caused by genetic mutations in the entire family. Therefore, it can be said that the first secure method to extend life is through regular medical checkups and genetic tests to detect your susceptibility to diseases and prevent them before they occur. The second type of diseases, non-genetic diseases, occur due to human behaviors and personal decisions. While these non-genetic diseases may have a slight genetic component, the individual contributes to their developments due to their unhealthy behaviors. For example, a carrier of cancer genes may hasten their own cancer development due to their dietary habits. Non-genetic diseases may arise due to human behaviors, and 1. Excessive pursuit of pleasure, physiological diseases, or 2. Excessive avoidance of pain, psychological disorders. Thus, every physical disease stems from the pursuit of human pleasures, such as eating, drinking, sexual activity, comfort, and play, while every mental disorder stems from the avoidance of pain, like fear of rejection, criticism, loss, and others. Since physiological diseases arise from the pursuit of excessive pleasure, eating, drinking, sex, comfort, play, we can establish the following rule for extending lifespans. Reducing pleasures and indulgences contributes to increasing the number of years. The more a person reduces their pursuit of pleasure and indulgence, the longer their life become. They can generally achieve this through diversification and balance. In other words, 1. Diversify, and 2. Balance your indulgences. Balance and diversification are the guarantors of longevity. Diversify your food intake, for diseases often arise from eating a single type of food, which stimulates a specific relevant disease. And 2. Balance your food intake, avoiding overeating, as excess means exceeding the allowed limit of food intake. We start with physical or physiological diseases, which arise from the pleasure of eating. Arabs say, "The stomach is the house of illness." So to lengthen your life, beware of enjoying this trio. 1. Sugar, 2. Salt, and 3. Oil, as they are additives to food, not essential components. Consuming sugar causes diabetes, salt consumption leads to high blood pressure, and oil consumption causes heart disease, all of which shorten lifespan. Also, be cautious of carbohydrates like flour and rice, as they lead to obesity, which causes all the above diseases: diabetes, hypertension, heart disease. Beware of obesity, as it has been scientifically proven to directly shorten lifespan. Have you ever seen an obese centenarian? The question: do you love sweets, sugar, fried foods, oil, pastries, flour, and salty snacks? Salt? Reduce their consumption, reduce your weight, and extend your lifespan. If you reduce your intake of sugar, salt, oil, flour, and rice, your lifespan will lengthen. However, it will extend even further when you also reduce processed meats and red meats, as they have been linked to cancer when consumed excessively. Consider this carefully. Obesity is dangerous and slowly shortens lifespan, but cancer is even more dangerous as it swiftly steals life. So beware of red meats the most. Be cautious of grilled and charred meats exposed directly to fire during cooking, as they contain the carcinogenic substance acrylamide. In short, if you want to lengthen your life, search for carcinogens more than anything else to be cautious of them, as overcoming cancer means prolonging human life. Cancer, despite the availability of treatment and advances in modern medicine, remains a formidable disease. If you receive a cancer diagnosis, don't give up hope. Hope plays a crucial role in treatment, and scientists have achieved considerable advancements in cancer research and medication recently. When you abandon sugar, salt, oil, flour, rice, red meats, and others, you may ask, what's the alternative? Anything that only lengthens your life. What prolongs your life is fruits and vegetables, as studies have shown that plant-based, or what is called a vegetarian diet, prolongs life more than a meat-based diet, as it reduces all diseases that shorten lifespan like diabetes, blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, etc. Fruits and vegetables contain antioxidants, which precisely fight cancer. Consume fruits, for example apples and oranges, as they contain natural sugars that provide sufficient energy, and target vegetables, like tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce, etc., more than fruits, as vegetables do not contain sugars, causing obesity, but contain more fibers, minerals, vitamins, and proteins. Choosing a vegetarian lifestyle ensures unparalleled rewards without any compromises. For those who cannot entirely give up sugar and sweets, they can opt for dark chocolate and artificial sweeteners, but in moderation and without excess. Similarly, for those who struggle to abandon oil, they can consume olive oil or eat nuts like almonds and walnuts for their healthy fats, but again, in moderation and without excess. The key to life is diversification and balance. For those who cannot stop consuming rice and flour, there's brown rice, wheat bread, oats, and barley, which contain minerals and fiber, but in moderation and without excess. For those who cannot quit meat and its proteins and oils, they can replace them with fish, which are full with protein, and omega-3 oil beneficial for heart health, or substitute them with protein-rich legumes and whole grains. Always remember that balance and diversification are the keys to a long life. After understanding the diseases caused by the pleasure of eating and reducing indulgence in them, we now move to diseases caused by the pleasure of drinking to also reduce them. Leading the list are two major culprits. 1. Sugary beverages, where the danger lies in the sugar content, and 2. Alcoholic beverages, with alcohol being the harmful component. Sweetened beverages and alcoholic beverages are just juices. Yes, juices, but it's the additives that harm humans. 1. Sugar causes obesity and other diseases, and 2. Alcohol causes liver diseases, ultimately leading to liver cirrhosis and then liver cancer. Beware more of alcoholic beverages, or be as moderate as possible, as they shorten lifespan significantly due to the combined presence of two culprits: alcohol and sugar. When after getting rid of sweetened and alcoholic beverages, water becomes the alternative. Water prolongs life, as studies confirm that those suffering from dehydration due to lack of water intake have shorter lifespans. Yes, drink plenty of water, as humans are made of cells, and cells are basically made of water. The Quran says, "And we made from water every living thing." Other alternatives include tea, green or herbal, without sugar additives, as it, like vegetables and fruits, contains antioxidants that fight cancer. Herbal tea is made from herbs, vegetables, and thus contains antioxidants. Drink 2-4 cups of tea moderately without excess, as tea contains caffeine, and caffeine harms the heart. We discussed diseases caused by the pleasure of eating and drinking, but there are diseases that come from pleasure similar to eating and drinking, but not eating and drinking, such as smoking, chewing tobacco, and drugs in general. They are similar to eating and drinking in that you consume them orally, introducing them into your body. there is no doubt that smoking, tobacco derivatives, and drugs, stimulants, and others are closely linked to shortened lifespans. Have you ever encountered a drug addict who lived a long life? More often, you'll find them perishing in the streets. To lengthen your life, quit smoking, as it is scientifically linked to lung cancer. Quit chewing tobacco, as it is scientifically linked to oral cancer, and quit drugs in general, as they are banned due to their severe impact on the brain and human health in general. Do not hesitate to quit all unnecessary drugs and stimulant supplements, remembering that diversity, balance, and reducing pleasure are what prolong lifespans. Sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, are also diseases that shorten lifespan and come from the pleasure of sex specifically, with the most dangerous being AIDS, as it has been scientifically proven to shorten lifespans. However, doctors now state that HIV patients can live an additional 50 years if diagnosed early. Therefore, in summary, to lengthen your life, beware of your pleasures, eating, drinking, and sex, as pleasure is a trap. Beware of unsafe and casual sexual practices, or at least take all preventive measures to ensure you don't fall victim to fleeting pleasure. One healthy alternative to casual sex is marriage, as studies have shown that longevity is closely linked to healthy relationships. Switching from casual sexual encounters with strangers to committed relationships built on affection can extend your lifespan. Another set of diseases that can shorten lifespan are those related to the pleasure of comfort and laziness. Studies have shown a correlation between shortened lifespan and prolonged sitting, because prolonged sitting entails lack of physical activity, which precisely shortens lifespan. Inactivity leads to obesity and increases the likelihood of heart attacks. Therefore, if you want to prolong your life, you should reduce the pleasure of comfort and prolonged sitting and increase your physical activity. Exercise is closely linked to health, especially cardiovascular health and overall lifespan. Try cardiovascular exercises like walking and running, and resistance exercises like weightlifting. Diversify and balance without pressure, as diversity and balance are what prolong lifespans. Also stemming from comfort and laziness are viral, bacterial, and fungal diseases, which humans neglect to take sufficient and mandatory measures to prevent. Viruses, bacteria, and fungi affect lazy individuals who do not make efforts to take necessary measures such as hand hygiene and protecting themselves from infections and transmission of diseases by wearing gloves and masks. Viruses shorten lifespan and target cells, with the most dangerous being hepatitis viruses. Bacteria target the throat and stomach, throat bacteria and stomach ulcers, and fungi target the mouth and skin, candida and ringworm. Avoid laziness and the pursuit of comfort. Dedicate yourself to hard work and physical activity, maintain cleanliness of your hands and body, and ensure you receive your annual vaccinations without fail. These actions help prevent infections and contribute to a longer lifespan. Finally, there are diseases stemming from the pleasure of play, entertainment, and staying up late, ultimately leading to lack of sleep. Scientifically, lack of sleep is linked to shortened lifespan and heart diseases, as staying up late causes blood pressure to rise and increases the likelihood of blood clots. It also leads to weight gain and overeating, weakens the immune system, making it susceptible to viruses and infections. Moreover, lack of sleep contributes to human involvement in traffic accidents, which annually claim the lives of 1.3 million people worldwide. Therefore, strive to get your sufficient sleep, estimated at 8 hours daily, as adequate sleep improves the function of your body organs, strengthens your immunity, and increases your alertness, enabling you to fend off accidents and diseases. If physical or organic physiological disease directly shortens lifespan, then mental or psychological psychiatric disorder indirectly shortens lifespan, such as depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, obsessive-compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and borderline personality disorder, etc. Such disorders do not arise from human pursuit of pleasure, but rather from their escape from pain. The depressed person seeks to alleviate pain stemming from their feeling rejected by others, and the anxious person seeks to alleviate pain caused by fear of criticism as well. Each person with a disorder may have experienced painful situations and sought to alleviate their pain, pushing themselves excessively, pressuring themselves, fearing and worrying until they become victims of the disorder. Psychological disorders indirectly shorten lifespan as they cause organic diseases, which in turn kill the person. The mentally ill patient is driven to use therapeutic drugs in larger doses, killing them, or indulges in smoking and drugs, ruining their health, or neglects their hygiene, leading to increased viral, bacterial, and fungal infections. Additionally, they stay up late, worrying and weakening their immunity and increasing their illnesses, and may engage in reckless actions like driving dangerously, self-harm, and contemplating suicide. Therefore, to prolong your life, do not underestimate mental and psychological disorders, as they significantly contribute to shortening lifespan, and prevention of them directly prevents physical and physiological diseases. Based on the preceding, we can formulate a new rule. Accepting and coexisting with pain contributes to lengthening days. In short, those who can accept and tolerate life's problems and accept its pressures, stresses, difficulties, and pains will live longer. Have you ever seen a mentally ill person live long? The mentally ill do not live long, so we must discover the causes of disorders to prevent them before we fall victims for them. There are 5 reasons that cause disorders and shorten lifespans. 1. Stress. Solution: indifference and simplification. 2. Anger. Solution: good assumption and forgiveness. 3. Anxiety. Solution: hope and optimism. 4. Greed. Solution: gratitude and appreciation. 5. Helplessness. Solution: laughter and ridicule. The first reason is stress, the silent killer in the world, which means feeling stressed from work, tense relationships, and life challenges. In short, every situation that causes you stress and pressure contributes to shortening your lifespan. Stress weakens sleep quality, immunity, and leads to disorders that end in strokes and clots. The solution is indifference and simplification. Do not care too much about your work. Simplify matters, and submit incomplete tasks rather than complete ones. Do not worry about your tense relationships, simplify matters, and live with your partner. Do not worry about your life challenges. Simplify matters, pick your decision, and leave the rest to God. Those with long lifespans are those who simplify and do not care. So make your motto: I will simplify and not care, so that I add 10 years to my life. Anger is the second silent killer, often leading to heart attacks or strokes. Our Prophet Muhammad advised us by saying, "Do not get angry, do not get angry, do not get angry," 3 times. The solution is to assume the best of others and forgive their mistakes. Do not think about revenge. Thus, you will preside over them and truly deserve the title, O long-lived one, or Long live the King. Those with long lifespans assume the best of others and forgive them, for the leader of the people is not the one who holds a grudge. Do not get angry when your child makes a mistake. Assume the best of them and forgive them, saying, "My child is learning." Do not get angry when your friend ignores you. Assume the best of them and forgive them, saying, "He is excused, perhaps he is busy." Make your motto, "I will forgive and assume the best of others, so that I add 10 years to my life." Anxiety is the third silent killer for humans, always related to the future, eventually leading to depression, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and others. Worrying about the future changes nothing, remember that. But it contributes to shortening your years and multiplying your illnesses. The solution to anxiety is to revive hope within you and increase your level of optimism about your future. When you worry about losing your job, repeat audibly to yourself, "I am looking forward to the best, and I am optimistic that things will be fine." When your car breaks down and you worry about the repair costs, repeat audibly to yourself, "Everything will be fine." Make your motto, "I will always be optimistic, so that I add 10 years to my life." Greed is the fourth silent killer related to the present, which prompts dissatisfaction, lack of contentment, jealousy, and envy of what others have. The problem with greed is that it never satisfies a person, but rather keeps them in constant demand until it kills them. The Prophet Muhammad says, "The eye of the son of Adam will never be filled but with dust," meaning death. The solution to greed is gratitude, recognition, and appreciation. With gratitude, recognition, and appreciation, focus on the blessings that God has bestowed upon you, and also focus on the calamities that God has averted from you. Say in the first, "Praise be to God who provided me with a job with a good income, so I do not covet a penny from others." Say in the second, "Praise be to God who spared me from illness, so I do not covet what so-and-so has of fortune." Make your motto, "I will always be grateful to God so that I add 10 years to my life." Helplessness is the fifth silent killer, related to the past. The helpless feel despair about what they have missed and feel a lack of hope about what lies ahead. It's a state of loss that is the cause behind many suicides. The effective solution lies in activating the sense of humor and satire, because comedians are the longest-lived people. Mock yourself for the mistakes you've made and laugh at yourself for the mistakes you're about to make, and you'll find that life expands. Satire is a potent weapon against all the previous disorders, so no stress with satire, no anger with satire, no anxiety with satire, and no greed with satire. Make your motto, "I will laugh and mock so that I add 10 years to my life." We discussed the first reason for killing humans, which is diseases, whether physiological or psychological, and we focused more on them because diseases have killed humans in history more than accidents. We have finished with diseases, and now we will discuss accidents, which are the second reason for shortening life. The best way to lengthen your life is to avoid accidents by following safety instructions. Traffic accidents are the most prominent killer that may strike you, but you can avoid them by buying a new or good car equipped with safety measures such as airbag deployment and braking system, and adhere to regular maintenance, all of which will prolong your life. Remember, prioritizing your health while overlooking the risk of accidents is akin to an adventure with unforeseen consequences. An accident can be instantly fatal, and being in good health with a strong immune system won't shield you in such moments. Take these other 10 accidents you should beware of. 1. House fires, which can be prevented by using fire and gas leak detectors. $50 for fire detectors will prolong your life. 2. Drowning while swimming in beaches, which can be prevented by always using a buoy or life jacket while swimming. 3. Being targeted by sharks, so avoiding their territories is a wise precaution. Never underestimate the likelihood of such encounters. 4. Building collapses during earthquakes and the like, which can be mitigated by choosing to live in sturdy buildings and selecting upper floors to facilitate your rescue. 5. Food poisoning, which can be avoided by choosing reputable and expensive restaurants and eating with new spoons and cups, as metal spoons and cups are used by all restaurant visitors and may infect you with hepatitis viruses. Among the sudden and life-shortening accidents are also 6. Getting lost in the desert or in the sea, which can be avoided by carrying enough water and food for such adventures. 7. Exposure to ultraviolet rays from the sun, which causes skin cancer and can be avoided by avoiding intense exposure to the sun at noon. 8. Exposure to freezing cold waves that can kill you, which can be avoided by sufficient heating. 9. Excessive exposure to X-rays, which are carcinogenic, under the pretext of regular medical checkups, and can be avoided by limiting examinations to once or twice a year. 10. Plane crashes. Although planes are safe and cause fewer deaths than cars, it is essential to choose a reputable airline. Pay for the quality of the plane without hesitation, as you will die 100% if the plane crashes. Here we finally come to the conclusion of the Life Longevity course. We have learned a lot in this course, and the best thing we learned is that humans die for only 2 reasons, and only 2. 1. Illness, or 2. Accident, and therefore one must take health measures in the former and safety measures in the latter. We said that illness arises either due to seeking pleasure, physical, or avoiding pain, psychological. Thus, we have established 2 principles. 1. Reducing pleasures and indulgences leads to an increase in the number of years, and 2. Accepting and coexisting with pain contributes to lengthening days. You still need to learn about the causes of illnesses and ways to prevent accidents, and read about them a lot, provided you don't get stressed, anxious, or obsessed during your research, as they contribute to shortening your life while you seek to prolong it. This course, Life Longevity, is taken from the book Educational Programs by Muteb Alqarni.